Hi, my name is Sue Arnott and I'm the owner of Vitality Lady, and I offer a no-holds-barred approach to living well with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome or post-polio syndrome. This is video number 5 on my 8-video complimentary series called The Truth About Health. And this video today is going to be about exercise. Is it hurting you or is it healing you? What we're going to learn today is the number one reason why you may be exercising and it's not what you think. 5 things that almost everyone does wrong when they exercise, including personal trainers, and what you can do about it. If you're new to exercise or you hate exercise, how to change that. And how to exercise safely with chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia or post-polio syndrome. I have 20 years plus experience as a certified personal trainer, and in 1994 I became certified as a medical exercise specialist because so many people were coming to me wanting exercise programs, but they were ill and they had various different things like high blood pressure, peripheral vascular disease, cancer, osteoporosis, diabetes, that sort of thing. And I realized that I wasn't equipped, just as a personal trainer, to help them with their exercise program, and hence the certification as a medical exercise specialist, which allowed me to work alongside their specialists and doctors in providing illness-specific programs to them. One thing I found over, now it's been a total of almost 30 years in the fitness industry, is that everybody that's coming to me is overburdened with life, just too busy. They're unhappy with their appearance, and no matter what illnesses they're dealing with, their number one goal is always, I want to lose weight. And so what do? You know, and you may be doing the same thing. You've joined a gym, and you're going to get in there and you're going to say, I'm going to lose weight. This is why the gyms are so busy after Christmas, because we get a little carried away at Christmas, so we need to get rid of those few pounds. It's not a bad thing to want to lose weight. However, people may lose a few pounds, but it's not long lasting. Well, why is that? Because they didn't ask the question, why am I doing this? What do I really want out of this? And I suggest that you're not there to lose weight. You're there to feel better and look better and to regain or to maintain some of the essential factors of youthfulness. You know, your flexibility, your energy, that sort of thing. That's really why we exercise, because if somebody could come up with a pill to give us all those things, the gyms would probably shut down. So that's the real reason why we're working out. Some people want to be able to tie their shoes while they're standing up, or play with their grandkids, or run a marathon, or play better golf, that sort of thing. And that is where your exercise program should be a lot more specific in terms of targeting exactly what muscles you need to work to be able to achieve that. But there's a very big disconnect with functional fitness versus just wanting to lose weight. And just wanting to lose weight generally fails. Okay, there's many ways to exercise, thousands of ways to exercise, depending on the results. But it's very important that you maintain your strength and maintain your muscle. And I want to talk about that a little bit, because a lot of people don't do appropriate and well-designed weight training and strength training, and it's very important. Here's what happens if you do a lot of cardio and then you run out of the gym and you think, oh, I've got to pick the kids up, I'll just throw pizza in the oven for dinner, I don't have time to do this. Oh, now I get to go to bed and get up and do the same thing tomorrow. The problem with that is twofold. First of all, you're way overstressed, and now you're adding cardio to that stress. So you're making your body have to work even harder. That creates a lot more acidity in your body. What does the body do to neutralize that? It needs calcium, and it will take it from your bones. So if you're living that kind of life, you are setting yourself up for issues with your bones later on, for osteoporosis, okay? Because the bones, they rely on the muscles and muscle strength as one thing to maintain their strength. So bone will always follow muscle. So if that's your kind of lifestyle, you're just overdoing it and the cardio is just adding to that, you're setting yourself up for serious illness later on. The other thing is that when you do strength training, it maintains your metabolism because it maintains your muscle. And we're talking about the youthfulness factor here. One of the best things you can do is strength training and keeping those muscles strong. Look, as you age, you lose roughly 0.3% of muscle per year. That's a normal sign of aging. If you do just cardio and you don't do appropriate strength training, and I'm not just talking about a few bicep curls, I'm talking about strengthening your back, your chest, your thighs, your calves, your core. If you're just doing cardio and you're not doing the strength training, and you lose 10 pounds, which you may well do, that 0.3% of muscle loss, which is normal, accelerates to 8 to 12% of muscle loss. In other words, 8 to 12%, less than a pound of that 10 pounds that you've just lost from doing that cardio is going to be muscle. So you can see how that will eventually lower your metabolism so much that you're going to have harder and harder time keeping the weight off. But not only that, it's really, really hurting your bones. So twofold reasons, two very serious reasons why just doing a lot of cardio, especially if you have a stressed lifestyle and not eating an optimal organic plant-based diet, is going to hurt you long term. So please be aware of that. All exercise programs should involve strength. Now, I'm not going to cover Pilates and yoga and all that kind of stuff. Those things are great for the purposes of time. You need strength training, you need cardio, and you need flexibility. So, and strength, if I were to say which is the most important, I would say strength training. Okay, so here's what happens. A lot of people in the spring, and you may be one of them, and I used to see it over and over and over again. You walk into a gym and you don't really know what to do. And so you see people sitting there working out on machines. You say, well, I can do that. So you go and copy them. And you don't really know which muscles you're working. You don't really know if you're doing it right, or if you've got the right repetitions, or how many times should I do 10 repetitions, or whatever. So you don't know what you're doing. And here's the problem. A lot of those people don't know either. In fact, I would say probably almost 100% of them, unless they've worked with a trainer, are doing it incorrectly. Let me give you an example. One thing I saw all the time is people would get on a machine. I'm going to step back and do a row, which is this exercise to work the back muscles, the latissimus dorsi muscles. And they would do a row. And a lot of time, people, if they're sitting like this all the time, they have weakness in their upper back. And so what would happen, they do the exercise and their shoulders would elevate and the shoulder would turn forward. And what this does, it causes a neck injury. They don't realize that that's what they're setting themselves up for. You may have the same imbalance, because it's very common. You go and you do the same thing. So, you can see how the results could be quite negative and quite detrimental. So I would suggest that you hire somebody who really knows how to exercise properly and how to teach you how to do things and which muscles you need to work and what your focus needs to be and what goals you have, and etc., and learn how to do it properly. Hit a couple of personal training sessions. Make sure, however, if you hire a personal trainer, you interview them first. Never let the fitness club hire one or give one to you. You need to know that that personal trainer understands you. Okay, you don't want, if you're a 50-year-old woman, for example, you don't want to be given a 21-year-old guy who's only interested in training football players. His background is not really going to be relevant to you. And also, if you're on medication, a lot of medications have an effect on your resting heart rate and blood pressure and your exercising heart rate and blood pressure, so you need somebody to take that into account who understands that. If you have any kind of an illness like a diabetes or fibromyalgia, discuss it with your trainer. Make sure they understand it, even if they don't understand it fully, that they have the resources that they can turn to. But always interview your trainer, and you may have to interview several before you find one that really works for you, so please be aware of that. One of the things that I'm noticing this year is that I'm seeing a lot more people saying they want to get back in the game. They want to change their mind, they want to change their heart, they want to change their way of life. I'm seeing less and less people who think that, if I burn off more calories than I eat, I'm going to lose weight. That seems to be going away. So I'm really impressed this year that that I'm hearing people really want to get in tune with the ideal vision of themselves and listening to their own body's wisdom. And I think when exercise and nutrition is concerned, that's where you need to go to look. So I just wanted to add that in. Now, what if you hate exercise, or you're new to it, or you're saying, you know, there are all those skinny people in the gym, I don't even know if I want to go there. Well, first of all, you don't have to go to a gym. I don't go to a gym. I have equipment of my own here. But if that's you, and you know you should exercise, and you think, well, you know, I will. When I lose a bit of weight, I'll join a gym, that sort of thing. You know that's not going to happen. You know you're putting off your life. So what I suggest is, first of all, number one, change the meaning of exercise. Okay? Call it something else. Call it movement. Call it fun. Call it dance, whatever. Change the meaning. Say, yeah, I'm going to do this because it's going to make me well, it's going to make me happy, and it's going to make me healthy. Don't be saying, well, I don't like to sweat, or I'm embarrassed about the way I look. I don't want people to see me in tights. You know, get rid of all that. That's the wrong meaning. That's keeping you stuck. Okay? Who cares what anybody else thinks? It's none of their business anyway. So change the meaning. Say it's going to make me well, it's going to make me happy, and this is what my body needs, and get more into self-love. So what should you do? I mean, you know, I don't know who you are. You could be an avid exerciser, you could be a jogger, you could be, I don't know who you are. But I would suggest, first of all, you need to understand why you're doing this. Okay? Why are you exercising? And again, if it's just to lose weight, or if you're so afraid of gaining weight, you really need to address that first. And like I say, especially because of your bones and the long-term negative effects of that. You need to see your doctor first of all, especially if you have health issues, because if you do have health issues, there are often guidelines that if you ignore, you could end up getting hurt. So you do need to get guidelines from your doctor. And look at the time you have. If you're exercising and you don't have time to think, then you're doing too much. Okay? So even if it's 10 minutes twice a week, if that's all you can afford right now, then that's what you do. Because as you feel better and you start to get more into it, you'll start moving things around and finding another 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes twice a week, whatever. But look at your time and be realistic, because you must have time to rest. Your body needs rest between workouts. You need rest to keep your energy up. You need to meditate. You need to visualize. That's all part of exercise, okay? Should you join a gym? No, you don't have to. I mean, it's very expensive. There's so much you can do on your own without joining a gym. Just give me 1 second. I do my exercise programs with elastic resistance, this sort of thing. I use dumbbells. I use a mini trampoline because I have post-polio syndrome, so I have to be very specific and work around my symptoms, which are almost nothing now because the way I do live. So there's all kinds of things that you can buy that are inexpensive that you can do it at home and get outside. You know, exercise outside. I saw a girl the other day who was doing a weight training. She had a couple of dumbbells in the park when I walked my dog. It was cold, but she did it. Get outside. Who cares what the other people are looking at you? It doesn't matter. But you don't have to join a gym. The gyms, by the way, are like the diet centers. They're big machines. They're not set up to make you healthy. Okay, they're set up to keep you coming back. And they're set up to take your money. We've all seen, and I'm deviating a little bit, we've all seen celebrities advertising, Jenny Craig and all these diet centers, and then we see them a year or two later and they've all gained a lot of weight back, and there's a reason for that. They're set up that way, okay? And the gyms are the same way. I'm not saying they're bad, but just be aware of that. Save your money, work out at home, use your money for lovely organic food, okay? Your body doesn't have to go to a gym, it's your choice. If you hire a personal trainer, like I say, interview them first, but I do recommend that you get expert advice as to how to work out. Eating and hydrating, we've talked about that. You need lots of water, especially if you're exercising. You need more water, and a good organic plant-based diet. Your body needs nourishment. It needs to be replenished in terms of nutrients. And you know, like I say, once you get healthy and once you get well, you listen to your body's wisdom, you're going to save money on gyms, you're going to save money on prescriptions, you're going to save money on over-the-counter medications because your body's going to be well. Listen, it's a lot of fun going to the doctor at my age, which is 64, and being told, Sue, you are the healthiest 24-year-old I have in my practice. But that takes daily attention. And I still work long hours, but it takes daily attention. And I can help you do the same thing. But that was a lot of fun to hear that. And also be aware that the fitness and the movie industry create these illusions, you know, like Rocky and other movies like that. They make you think that if you push yourself to the limit, you can have this incredible movie star body in just a few weeks. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. So please don't get caught up in that. I just want to say something about fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and post-polio syndrome. Fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. With fibromyalgia, it's very important that you strength train because the stronger your muscles are, the less pain you have in your joints. So it's important that you do that, but you have to work around your symptoms. It's very important that you have what we call diaphragmatic breathing. Breathing is very important with strength training, but especially for fibromyalgia. And it's also extremely important to be very well hydrated if you have that, and even more so for chronic fatigue. The goals, basically fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, is to prevent deconditioning, to increase strength, and to reduce your symptoms of pain. Now with chronic fatigue syndrome, you've got to be very aware that exercise could exacerbate your symptoms and make you more tired. So you really, really, really do have to pay attention to your symptoms. Now, post-polio syndrome is a little bit different. This one I have. Do not hire a personal trainer. I have never met one other than myself that understands exercise and post-polio syndrome. Post-polio syndrome, you have a lot of motor neuron loss, and if you exercise too hard or you do exercise testing on polio damaged muscles, you could lose even more motor neurons, and that eventually, of course, creates disability and will put you in a wheelchair. A normal person, a motor neuron drives about 20 muscles. For us with post-polio syndrome, we only have a few motor neurons left in our affected muscles. So instead of it being 20 muscles controlled by one motor neuron, it's 20,000 muscle fibers controlled by one motor neuron. So it's very important to preserve what you have left. The reason I say don't hire a personal trainer is because I've never met one that knows anything about it, and I've met several who have suggested to me that I have a progressive exercise strength training program which will put me in a wheelchair. So sometimes they don't admit that they don't know. It's not taught in any kind of exercise conference or seminar or anything else, so you really, really do have to be very aware of that. The goal of exercise with somebody like me and somebody with post-polio syndrome is to increase your circulation, to keep your circulation good, to relieve muscle tension, to increase energy, and to maintain function and prevent deconditioning. Because believe it or not, if you become deconditioned with post-polio syndrome, those motor neurons and those muscles, affected muscles, have to work harder, and that's going to cause further motor neuron loss. So it is important to exercise. I see a lot of guidelines out there, government guidelines and so on, that tell you how to exercise with post-polio syndrome, and I can assure you that a lot of them are wrong, because we all have different symptoms and we all have different degrees of disability. So please don't just go by that, okay? You really, really have to pay close attention to your body, but it's important that you get up and you move. If you can't get up, if you're in a wheelchair, you look at the muscles you can move and you strengthen those. If you have one muscle in your body to move, you should be moving it. Okay, so don't ever sit back and say, I can't do this. You can. You can even do aerobics in a chair. I've done that on bad days. So it can be done. So, but very, very important that you listen to your body rather than listen to somebody else. So, you know, I practice what I preach. I live this every day. I take the time, no matter how busy I am, to do what I need to do in terms of my exercise and my rest, my visualization, my meditation, and my eating and so on, no matter how busy I get. Sometimes I can't get to everything, but I do it and it keeps me well, and you can do it as well. This two-letter word is the word no. You have to be able to say no to other people. if you don't exercise intelligently? What if you don't have a good strength training program and cardio program and flexibility program and rest and meditation and listen to your body? What if you don't do that? Well, like I say, you know, you could be accelerating muscle loss. You could be leading towards osteoporosis, which is rampant. I know 4 people this year, and one of them was a fair bit younger than me, who had hip replacement surgeries this year, and you do not want that. There's things you know about that you do not want, because they were very osteoporotic. You don't want that. So, you know, you've got to preserve what you have and make it better. Okay, remember I said last week that you go along with your health and you either go this way or this way, and most people are going this way. So I have good news. I'm just saying I need to pull back. Maybe don't need to do as much. You know, just do it intelligently. So you must protect your muscles and your bones, and you cannot exercise off bad habits. So you must understand that. Going to the gym and eating pizza doesn't work. It causes more stress to the body, and it will hurt your muscles and bones down the road. So you can't do that. And you know that saying, practice makes perfect? You don't have to be perfect. I say practice makes progression. You practice. You're not buying a brand new car knowing nothing about cars and rebuilding the engine without expert advice. Don't do it to your body, please. You need help, okay? So it's nothing wrong with getting to an age saying, I don't know. You know, who can I find to ask? And I'd be happy to help you. And I'd be able to help. If I can't help you, I can certainly give you resources to help you find somebody who can. So please, 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 learn how to do it. Learn how to do it better. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. Next week, our video is number 6, and it's going to be on energy. And you won't want to miss that. I'm going to be sharing my number 1 secret of how to get more of it every day. I'm going to help you find out what is probably zapping your energy right now, and how to eliminate energy fluctuations, especially for those of you who do have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia and post-polio syndrome. And maybe you don't have any of those things. Maybe you're just falling asleep at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. How to eliminate those things. So please come back next week, and I wish you a great week. I thank you very much for joining me. And again, check out my website at www.vitalitylady.ca for more information. You can see the programs I offer. I am in the process of putting audio and visual products together, because my goal is to get you away from your computer, and I want to be able to put products together that you can listen to in your car, you listen to when you're walking, that sort of thing. So stay tuned with me this year, because there's going to be a lot of new stuff coming out. And if I can help you in any way, send me an email. Please check out my programs. And thank you so much for joining me. So have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye for now.